Hey all, we kind of forgot to record a full introduction to this episode, so just wanted to say this is the Love You Like Crazy podcast. I'm Jake, my co-host is Carrie. Normally we talk about books, but we're taking a little break from that to talk about TV shows for a while. Listen to the end of the last episode for more information about that. But in this one, we're going to talk about His Dark Materials, and we hope you like it. Thanks.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Where are you?
I'm in San Diego.
Me too.
What?
I know, right? So yeah, I'm living in San Diego. I don't even remember the last time we recorded, but I've been here for I don't know, like 6 months, and Jake came to visit me.
I did, but I still have the East Coast in my heart and in my sense of what time it is.
Yeah, and your work schedule, which is extra fun.
Yes, I am now working from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah, as I was leaving for work this morning at 6 a.m., I was like, Jake's been at work for half an hour. That sucks.
You are not wrong.
Did you at least get a nap this afternoon?
Not
that any of this is like super important to the podcast, which is Love You Like Crazy, by the way.
Yes.
But
I got a little nap in, yes.
Good.
And then the electrician came.
Sure did.
So this will be real fun because my brain is not working at all. But let's see. What are we talking about?
So we just watched season 1, episode 8 of His Dark Materials, The Betrayal, or just Betrayal. One of the two is correct.
Yes. I will edit and delete as appropriate.
We're just leaving them both in because
who cares? So I thought that what we might do is talk about the season focusing on the last episode. Mm-hmm. And I feel like up to a point, maybe we should just talk about like season 1 of the series and book 1 of the books.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, we can be like, and now let's talk about stuff that hasn't happened yet in this TV series. And
yeah, there's a lot of that in my world. Like, as I was watching it, I'm like, I can't talk about that yet. Shit, I can't talk about this yet.
Yeah.
So now at least I can talk to you about it.
We can talk about things.
Because we've talked about all 3 books, so nothing is a spoiler at this point.
Correct. You can go back and listen to the episodes. I did it recently because that's what I do for fun, is listen to my own podcast. And it was pretty good. I thought they were good episodes.
I have not listened to those recently, but I do occasionally listen to my own podcast, and it's also fun and feels a little creepy. Like, am I supposed to enjoy laughing at my own jokes? Fuck it. I do.
When I listen to it, I'm always like, oh, there's Carrie being delightful, and there's me being delighted by Carrie. So there's something I want to mention, which is in the first episode, I was somewhat critical of the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the composer of the music retweeted me. And
he knows where you live. Don't criticize him.
I felt very uncomfortable. So if by some chance you're listening to me, I would say it grew on me. And one thing that I did like in the first episode, which I remembered after the fact that I like very much, was when Mrs. Coulter first appears in episode 1, and the music is like, it's like Darth Vader is entering the room. It's just like this real John Williams-y like stuff. Huh. It's fun.
Yeah, so we just watched this episode.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of things happen in this episode. So this is the end of the season.
So my friend Sarah watched it, and she has not read the books.
Oh.
And so, like, I would say 4 episodes in or so, she's like, so Lyra's dad isn't going to turn out to be the worst, is he? Because then I should probably just stop watching right now.
Lyra's dad turns out to be the worst.
Yes.
And we find out just how bad in this episode.
And I feel like she might have said something about Roger also, which I was just like, maybe you don't want to.
Maybe don't finish.
We're nearly there. They're just beyond the peak. Asriel's put Roger and Salsilia in a cage. They look like the ones at Bolvanga.
But she didn't watch the whole thing. And I don't think regretted it.
No, I mean, it's a really good series. I'm pleased at how the rest of the series turned out, because the first episode was not great. And the first 3 episodes were just set up. And at least, you know, they're knocking them down. So yay, HBO. And there's a lot of HBO money that's gone into a lot of their set design and CGI. So they've done a really good job with the series once we get past, oh, it's a lion. Oh, yes, a lion.
And so one thing that we talked about previously when we talked about episode 1, which I think continues to be true throughout the series, is the casting is really good.
It's really fucking solid.
I enjoy Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, he is a delight.
Yeah.
Let's talk about delights. His Lee Scoresby is beyond great.
Yeah. And I never saw the movie, but let's see. Lee Scoresby in the movie is played by the guy with the mustache.
That's all I was about to say. You know, the mustache guy. The mustache guy who's also in Big Lebowski.
And Roadhouse.
I'm going to totally look this up right now.
Everyone's favorite movie.
I've never seen Roadhouse.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. I mean, you made me watch episode 1 of The Circle, so there has to be some kind of payback.
You watched episode 2 on your own, friend.
Only 3/4 of it.
Only 3/4.
And then the electrician came.
Not my fault.
Laugh my ass off. Exclamation point.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, that's right. So, I assume
Elliott.
very different, but also good.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Elliott plays the character a lot more like old money Texas.
You rode in with them Egyptian fellers. Am I right?
Whoa, boy.
Here I go again. Don't answer that.
Whereas Lin-Manuel Miranda's Lee Scoresby is more happy grifter.
You're bleeding.
Hazard of the job?
And what job do you do?
I'm in aeronautics.
What part of being an aeronaut?
Let me give you a tip, kid. Never upset a seagull.
You're not serious.
Not if I can help it.
I quite like both of them, but I do prefer Lin-Manuel's version just because I like happy grifter.
So, well, I don't know. Should we talk about this episode? Should we sort of look back on the whole thing?
I'm going to follow your lead.
Oh, God.
I know.
God, help us. Okay.
The authority help us all.
So, well, okay. So we can talk about maybe some choices. So we've talked about some choices that we liked about the series that we thought were good.
Yes.
There's going to be a second season.
There sure is.
And I think we're both looking forward to that. But some choices I wasn't totally psyched about. I felt like, I like Yorick Burnison.
Love him. That's just like hands down best character in the whole world ever.
And he occasionally sounds a little bit like he's doing a Richard Nixon impression, but that's okay. I accept that.
I accept that. That's fine. That's a choice.
He wasn't a crook.
I've earned everything I've got.
I think in the second to last episode, where the bear fight happens, like a thing that I thought was good was that, what's his name? Yofer douchebag bear.
Ragnarsson.
Yeah. Like his castle / lair was every bit as like disgusting and creepy as it should be.
Yes. There was blood and seal carcass, and it probably smelled fucking disgusting, and good job. Good job.
And his armor was like fancy, in sort of gold stuff. And in the book, this is like a characterization thing because he's a bear who wants to be human. He wishes he were human. And so he does things that bears don't do, such as building castles and living in them. And that also is what allows him to be fooled by Lyra, because in the books, it says that bears are hard to fool. And this is, I would say, one criticism we had of the books, I think, if you listen back to the episodes, is that the author does a certain amount of tell, not show about some of these things, like being like, oh, yeah, the bears are really hard to fool, but I mean,
But look at us fooling them. We've seen bears get fooled twice. We see Eofor get tricked, and we hear of Yorick getting tricked.
So, okay. So there's that.
So they're notoriously hard to trick, except for the two bears we know by name get tricked.
And in the books, when they fight, Yorick has been running for days and is exhausted. Eofor is well rested and a psychopath, but also kind of dumb, I would say, and thinks he's human and is wearing this ridiculous armor, which is decorative, but not actually useful. And Yorick is able to use that to his advantage and win. In the TV series, neither of them is wearing armor during the battle.
True. They're both butt-ass naked. But...
ass naked.
Yo, kid, we're both buck naked. Are you uncomfortable? Nah, kid, we're two grown men and we're both after sex. Word up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what? That's the end of the series, guys. We're done.
I'm sorry. You're saying butt.
Also, Yorick rips the fuck out of his throat, and that's pretty badass.
Yeah, but I just felt like, I mean, maybe inevitably there's a richness to how all that plays out in the book that isn't evident. And like, I think you wouldn't get that. That's what was going on if you hadn't read the books.
Well, I think one of the downfalls of the series is also something that was a choice. They chose to introduce book 2 stuff in season 1. Maybe it was to make the transition from Lyra to Will less jarring, even though there's Lyra in book 2.
Yeah, so Will doesn't show up until the second book, and this is like kind of a bold choice in the book series, is that you start the second book with a totally new character and a completely different world. There's no demons, there's like nothing that we recognize. So you're introduced to Will, you find out his situation, and this is also a situation where there's like a certain amount of telling, like, which is that in the book, Will is his sort of superpower is being a non-entity that nobody notices. So this allows him to sort of go kind of undetected, as he is essentially the caregiver in his house, for his mother. And his missing father, who in the books, we don't know who the missing father is until fairly late into the game. In the series, we know virtually immediately that it's someone whose name I forget.
Grauman?
Grauman, yes.
Who is also Jopari, or Jopari, which is Joe Perry, or Will Perry's dad. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think is missing from the series that we might have gotten had they not made the choice of adding so much book 2 shit. But instead,
subtle knife bullshit.
Subtle knife bullshit. So yeah, there's a lot of subtle knife bullshit in this season. And I think had they not chosen to do things this way, we would have maybe cared about some of the characters more. We would have gotten some of those like moments that are in the book that I'm not necessarily asking for the scene where Roger and Lyra go into the catacombs and switch the coins, but I kind of want that because I want to see their friendship and why his death matters so much to her. Because it seems like, oh, there's this kid that she knows and she took him on this trip and she saved him but didn't. But we don't see like how deep their friendship is. And so I don't care about him TV wise. I care about him because I care about him in the book, but I don't care about him in the TV show because he's just not as much of a character. So his death, while sad for Lyra, isn't necessarily sad for me. And that was a choice that HBO made that I wasn't super stoked about, is their lack of depth.
And I feel like they tried to make up with it by like trying to introduce additional drama in the last scene. Like, I don't remember there being a big battle between the bears and maybe there was.
I don't remember it either, but you're right. It could have been there. There's other stuff that I think we missed out on more more stuff with the witches. Like, I don't really care about Serafina Pekkala yet. Even though in the books, like, I thought how, I know how badass she is and how amazing she is and all of this stuff. But in the TV show, she shows up, she's hot as hell, and then she's gone. She shows up, she's hot as hell, she's gone. And that's it.
There has never been a moment when I have not thought of you or of him.
Goodbye, Cora.
Another complaint I have about the TV series is I'm guessing for budgetary reasons, often you don't really see people's demons.
Mm-hmm.
And then the result is that when you get to the station and there's the nurse who doesn't have a demon, it takes a while to figure out, I feel like the significance of the demons maybe isn't quite as clear.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
No, I agree. I probably hadn't noticed that she didn't have a demon until it was very clear that she didn't have a demon. Because in the book, the whole thing about it, and it's also from Lyra's standpoint. So we get her conversations with Pan. We get like how important Pan is to her. And so like the demons are everywhere. And there is no transition from demon England to non-demon England. Whereas, we go in the TV series from Lyra's Oxford to Will Parry's Oxford, where there are no demons. So there's a constant switching back and forth of, sometimes there are demons, sometimes there aren't. So yeah, maybe part of that is like, you're not so immersed in the world of the demons. And when they don't have a demon, you don't notice it yet.
Right. I mean, particularly because some people have demons that are easily concealed. Like,
the guy with the snake.
He
can put the snake up his arm. And also, Pan occasionally turns into a small, like, flying creature. But I also liked when the paratroopers did jump out of the plane.
Yeah, and they're all the birds.
And all the hawks go down too. And I was like, that's so cool.
That was baller.
I also think about things like, man, when your demon fixes and you're like, God damn it, I'm a paratrooper? What the fuck? I really wanted to be a clown. Because all of them had the same hawk.
Yeah.
So, and just like all the people who, is it the butlers all have black labs?
Yes.
And so I'm sure some of it is like, you're going to have a black lab because your dad was a butler and your dad's dad was a butler and you're all butlers. And this is like your family lineage. So you're going to get that. But at some point, like, when it fixes and you're like, God damn, I know I've talked about that before, but I thought about that again while the paratroopers were going down because they all had the exact same bird. It wasn't like a bunch of different kinds of birds and they all just happen to have the same job. No, they all had the exact same kind of hawk.
Right.
That's one way to learn what your career path is. Why take a personality test? You can just wait for your demon to fix. What color is your parachute? Hawk.
What color is your parakeet? So I felt like there was at least one thing that I thought the TV show did better than the books.
Tell me what it is.
I felt like Mrs. Coulter's motivations were clearer and better in the TV show than they were in the books. In the books, I felt like it just seemed like ambition, basically, but it was not super... There wasn't a ton of clarity to it. She was mainly just evil.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some of that, but also when it ends, she's like, no, I have to stay here. My daughter is here. I love her so much.
Oh, no, that was stupid. I didn't like that.
You used to want to change the world, and then leave the Magisterium. Come with me and we will change them all.
But our child is in this world. My place is with her. That is not a lie.
What the balls? You mean the daughter you abandoned at birth and haven't seen since? Now you need to stay in this Oxford because of her rather than the hot sex you're about to have in front of a warm light.
They must have the best hate sex ever.
And their demons are about to hate fuck too.
It's kind of true.
Her demon scares me more in the TV show than it does in the books, just because I can see how creepy it is.
Mm-hmm.
And visually it is disturbing. It has this fucking I keep thinking of it as a Michael Jackson nose, where it just looks like the nose maybe collapsed a bit. I'm sure it's that kind of monkey has a nose like that, but it just sort of looks like it had a nose job that fell in. And it's creepier in the TV show than it is in the books to me.
Mrs. Coulter has this scene where she's talking about how when your demon settles, it starts sending you bad thoughts.
Your demons are wonderful companions and friends to you when you're young. But at the age that we call puberty, an age you're coming to very soon, darling, demons bring all sorts of troublesome thoughts and feelings. And that's what lets dust in. A little abrasion before that, and you're never troubled again.
And in this last episode,
she was having some impure thoughts.
She was.
And I hadn't noticed it the first watch. And then I'm watching it again, and we only see sort of waist up Coulter as she is literally stroking her monkey. I've never seen anything less subtle. She is jacking off while petting her demon.
Yeah. So she she is the only person I feel in the series that we see being mean to her demon.
Mm-hmm.
And she is also, it seems like it's, the mechanism is not explained, but the monkey can go further away from her than most people's demons can.
Most people. And the only other people whose demons can go far away from them are the witches.
Yeah. So it's clear that she has
she's got some self-hate.
She has a lot of self-hate, and she also has very strong religious feelings, it seems like. She thinks, she totally buys into dust equals sin. She's doing these experiments to try to separate kids from their demons before they're corrupted, and
and also whacking off on TV.
Yeah. All these things
are happening.
Yeah. I love it all. It's great. Yeah. So I feel like that motivation I thought was effective, and I thought I liked that better than the book.
Yeah.
Mrs. Coulter. Setting aside the part at the end where she's like, my daughter.
And where the fuck did that come from? Because she abandoned her daughter, has never seen her daughter until her daughter was suddenly important.
And there is sort of a scene along those lines in the books. I mean, not exactly, but there is a scene where she's like, well, my daughter, I guess, is important. But it happens much later. And even then, it
wasn't believable. I never believed that she cared.
Yeah. But I felt even less so here because it came so early on and was just after we've seen her do such terrible things.
Which parent is worse?
I don't feel a need to choose. Both, I guess, both engage in child murder. I guess Mrs. Coulter's body count at this point is higher, but assuming things continue as they do in the books, that may not be true for long.
I think, as much as I hate Asriel, I mean, he'd come to visit sometimes. That's a thing.
Right. He dropped her off at the college. Not the worst place.
Not the worst place. She had a pretty good childhood until they went and fucked it up.
He gave her the alethiometer.
He didn't give her the alethiometer.
He gave it to...
Well, he gave it to the headmaster, who gave it to her. I would say of the two, Coulter is the worst parent at this point. I may choose differently later. Although, Asriel did just do probably the shittiest thing in the world.
This is true.
He may have, murdered his daughter's best friend. No
Yes.
big. But he needed him. And he wasn't going to kill Lyra. I mean, he probably would have.
He would have. No.
He totally would.
I 100% believe he would have.
Yeah, he would have. He was pissed that it was her, but
He was horrified that it was her.
I came here to free you.
No, you have to get out before
Which says to me, he was like, that's who I'm going to kill? Oh, shit.
I'm going to feel some guilt about this. Not a lot of guilt, mind you.
Oh, man, sacrifices must be made, but geez, this is a rough one.
How do I explain this to my therapist?
No.
He doesn't go to therapy.
No, he does not. That is one thing that is obvious in both the books and the TV series. Lord Asriel does not go to therapy. Mrs. Coulter, I don't think does either.
I think she should. I think of the two, she's more likely to go. But it would probably be like magisterium therapy, which is probably more like Scientology audits.
I think so. I want you to just consider this for a moment, see if this fits or not. Not killing children.
That doesn't track.
Okay.
I choose to not do that.
So this part was a little melodramatic because I feel like you would have to be a total idiot not to figure out what was going on pretty quick, because like he opens the door and sees Lyra and he is like shocked and horrified to see her. And he's like, no. And then he sees Roger and he's like, oh, no, we're good.
Cool, we're good.
And like, if you're not immediately thinking,
well, this isn't going to end well.
Roger, have you considered filling out your last will and testament?
There's a bear outside who would happily take you home now.
Yeah. So that part I think is maybe a little bit overdone. Although, I mean, not badly acted, but I think that's probably a directorial choice that maybe be like, okay, can we turn that down from an 11 to a 4?
Take it down 25%.
Anyway, but then after that, like, there's a scene where like he and Lyra talk for the first time that when she knows that he's her father, and he is like such a total dick.
You should be happy now you're free.
How does a little girl acquire the king of the Panzerbjorn as a guardian?
It's been quite a journey to get here.
That's not an answer. And I don't remember inviting you.
He's a total Lord Asriel. I mean, I would expect nothing less of him.
Right.
There is a good line.
Do you know who your mother is?
Your choice in women is almost as bad as your choice in bears.
He's like, yeah, well, let's not get sentimental.
I don't think we should continue this conversation.
Why not?
Because it is getting sentimental.
Sentimental?
And because I wouldn't like to. Are you crying? It's unnecessary.
But it's like, you also can sort of see that it's not like he doesn't not wait. I'm too tired for double negatives.
He doesn't not enjoy her company.
It's just sort of like his kind of habit of being of like, what am I going to do with this kid? Why is this kid here?
I don't need two of them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to kill this one. So you're not useful.
But then like he gets used to it a little bit and he comes out and, and engages in some nice mansplaining with her, which,
thanks for the tell.
It's about as good as we're going to get from him.
When did Eve's demon settle?
When Eve ate the apple like the serpent told her to.
Well done. And the serpent said, you shall not surely die. For the authority doth know that on that day that ye eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened. Your demons shall assume their true form, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and
evil.
dust.
We've seen him be humanish.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of that.
Right.
And we have some nice moments between Lyra and Roger. Lyra's in the tub and she's sad because her dad's a dick. And Roger comes in, but he walks in backwards so he doesn't see her in the tub. And they have a conversation.
You know what I think? Parents are more trouble than the worst. That's why I never bothered getting to know mine.
Sensible.
And they make a little fort and they have fun and their demons are frolicking together, and then he dies.
Then he is murdered.
And he's crying. And Asriel looks like he feels sort of bad about it, but at the same time doesn't. Like, for him, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, he gives his speech to Roger where he's like, in any war, there are casualties and sacrifices must be made. And we are in a war. You may not know it, but we are.
And Roger looks up at him like,
I'm 10. Like, why are you telling me this?
I don't care about your grown-up war.
So
then they get severed and the demon immediately disintegrates and Roger croaks. But
they summon the master, what's his name from Tron?
The MCP, the heart of the whole system,
or the Luxor, or whatever.
That's what I think of it as. It looks like the big laser from the Luxor.
Your user can't help you now, my little program.
Now, in the book, I sort of pictured it as being like a crack across the sky, which I don't know if that's how it was actually described.
I pictured it more as a staircase, which also begs the question, how the fuck did he know it would build a staircase? But I don't care.
He's a scientist, Carrie. It's just science.
He did the math.
He wrote it on the window and everything.
Oh, man. I'm punch drunk, y'all. I am tired.
You played Toy Story 3 game.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So I don't know if this is going to make it in or not, but I'll tell the story. So my kid is playing this fucking Toy Story 3 game on the Xbox. And it sucks. And it's also somewhat difficult.
Yes.
So I had to play this level as Buzz Lightyear, in which not only did I had to like break apart asteroids and then jump from asteroid to asteroid as they're starting to float apart, but then there are these robots that I have to smash and jump over and then do other smashing. There's a lot of smashing involved as my child is dancing in front of the television, so I can't see what the fuck I'm doing or where the fuck I'm going. And also sometimes you play in the Wild Wild West where there are bandits or sneaky guys that you have to throw into things, and it's mind-numbing. It's the worst game ever. Like, I would rather play, oh god, what's like the stupidest fucking video game I can possibly think of right now?
Yeah, I feel like
Frogger 2000. Although that might be fun.
I want to paint a little bit more of a picture here because I feel like it sound
like I'm making it sound like a good game.
Well, that you're like playing a video game. I don't know. Like, this is your choice.
This is not my choice.
No. What happens is the 5-year-old plays the game for a little while and then eventually starts deciding that the fun thing to do is just sort of launch Bud Lightyear off a cliff and kill him
repeatedly.
And then at a certain point, he's like, Mommy, you do it.
Yeah. So then Mama has to do it. Although my son hardly calls me Mama anymore. He just calls me by my name. So it's Gary, can you do it? Because when you're 5, Carrie sounds like Gary. So Gary has to do it.
He also enjoyed having Woody jump into a pond and drown over and over.
Woody has to jump into a pond and drown, as does the army man.
Oh yeah, actually it was the army man, not Woody.
And whenever because you get these Pixar balls that you get to like throw at people. So once he's got like 100 of them or so, he likes to dump them all at once. And then get pissed off that he has no balls.
Yeah, well, I mean that is
very frustrating.
For a young boy.
This is the worst game ever. And my kid fucking loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Buzz Lightyear.
Poor Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear gets blown into tiny bits so many times in this game.
So many times.
So, His Dark Materials.
We did some stuff.
So let's talk about so now we're getting to spoilers for future books and possibly future series. Although this is speculation mainly. So, are there things that you're looking forward to in the future, or that you're curious about?
So, you know what I'm really interested in? is actually, it comes in book 3. And part of that is because even though I read the description of these horse creatures multiple times, I really can't picture them.
Did they have 6 legs?
They have 6 legs. Or no, I think they have 4 legs. 2 of them are longer than the others. And they go into the wheel pods.
Oh, that's right. Oh, the wheel pods.
And then they got these other 2 legs. So 2 of the legs go into the wheel pods and the other 2 legs don't. So I think the reason that they're longer is so that they fit in the wheel pods, but then the other legs can still do stuff. I think, but I could be wrong. They could be all the same length and then they can also walk instead of just use the wheel pods. But I'm really interested in seeing what that looks like and how that really works, because even though I've read the book multiple times and sort of like tried to like sit there and imagine what these horse creatures look like, I can't visualize them. And so I'm really interested to see how that all works. And also, we haven't met the scientist yet. I'm really stoked about meeting her. How about you?
I'm curious about the little assassins.
Oh, those guys. They're badass. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm wondering how much of it's going to make it into the series.
Right.
Because there's that whole part of Lyra being sick in the cave and her mom taking care of her, and the little assassins in this village down the road. Like, how much of that is even going to make it in? How much of that is important to the story and as a story versus important to the books as a book?
Yeah, well, right. I mean, you expressed concern when we were talking about the first episode that, you know, the sort of the anti-organized religious themes of the book might be kind of softened in the series. And like the Magisterium is obviously evil in this. And we see more of it, which I don't think is necessarily effective.
No, I mean, it's not. It doesn't feel as anti-organized religion as the books. But again, there's just so much detail we're missing. We're missing a lot of important conversations. We're missing a lot of scenes. We're missing a lot of whole chapters, you know, of things. We don't see so much of the Magisterium's reach.
I don't know. I mean, like once they get into, so I feel like one of the problems with the way that Will's story is integrated into this is like, it's trying to sort of balance this thing where like Lyra's off having adventures with bears and getting named Lyra Silvertongue and dealing with her horrible parents, and matching wits with Lee Scoresby and all of that stuff. And then Will is like living in some analog of the real world and like, you know, taking care of his mother who is suffering from some form of mental illness. And it's just kind of hard to balance those and make them equally interesting. And I don't think it really does, because the meat of the subtle knife is going to happen next season, I imagine. And that's where the actual interesting stuff happens with his story, or starts happening.
Right now, Will is just a nondescript 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, that's exactly how he's described to the police. So that's the APB.
This is DI Waters to control circulating ops to all units in the Oxford area for last name Parry, first name William, 15-year-old male, around 5'7", likely on foot. Reported missing person. Any sightings, please come to me direct. Over.
I think that maybe there was a to-do note on a post-it on the script that said, once we do the casting, let's fill this out a bit. But the sticky note came off and they never got around to it.
So it was just...
On the lookout for last name Parry, first name William, 15-year-old male, 5'7", likely on foot.
Excuse me, are you Will? No, I'm Joe and I'm 14. Okay, cool, bye.
Anyway, you know, we'll see the angel, or not the, oh yeah, we will see angels. There are angels.
We'll see so many fucking angels. Or will we see them? Because they're invisible, aren't they?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Well, there will be angels.
There will be angels. somewhere they're meeting on a pinhead, calling you an angel, calling you the nicest things, except in this book where they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, angels. This is another like tell not show thing where we're told angels are brilliant, but everyone we meet, every single angel we meet is like a dumb asshole. Even the ones that we end up liking are like, I don't know about these guys.
I don't even remember liking any of them.
Well, 2 of them end up at least being on Lyra's side. And it's been a while since I read these books.
Does Lyra go into the underworld to save Roger?
Yes.
Okay.
This is like my favorite fucking thing in the 3rd book. Well, I don't know if that's true exactly, but
because she lets all of the people out of the underworld, right?
Yes.
It's been a while since I've read these.
She and Will go and they're like, so the dead people go to the underworld, right? And they're like, yeah. And the subtle knife lets us go between worlds, right? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, this is conversations with the alethiometer, I think. It's like, okay, so can we go to the underworld and let all the dead people out? It's like, yes. I'm like, okay, let's do that then. And then they fucking do it. And in the meantime, the scientist who we haven't met yet in the series is like in this world with the rolling horse people, whatever, trying to figure out the scientific properties of this oil that's used, and the fruit and stuff.
Because somehow it's also related to the dust.
And these 2 storylines are treated as like having equal weight and of equal interest, and it totally works. I'm like, yeah, okay, so now they're rescuing the dead people, but now let's go and find out about science.
Yes.
It's super great.
And that's the thing, like that's one of the great things about the books.
Yeah.
Is that there are so many things that are happening and they are all super important.
What else? Pan's real cute.
Pan is Lyra's demon. Hopefully you know that by now. Who's your favorite Pan?
What is it? A Martin? No.
Well, I'm a big fan of Pine Martin Pan.
Pine Martin Pan is very cute and sits up on his hind legs. Real cute. Real adorable Pan.
Got his little paws up. Super cute. I thought you might like Arctic Fox Pan the best.
Arctic Fox Pan, very cute as well. Also a good Pan.
Least favorite Pan? Moth Pan. Not a fan. I don't really like moths, so a talking moth? Not interested.
I think we're in agreement. So
the thing about Mrs. Coulter that sort of creeps me out, besides the fact that she's awful, is that her mouth looks like it's too big for her face.
I think that's interesting because I've seen her in other things, I think, and I never felt like her, like in the TV series, she's got like an underbite and her mouth seems very large.
Yes.
I don't know. They must be accentuating it in some way, or else are reducing it in others, or both, I suppose.
I don't know. It just looks like it's so whenever she does smile, it just makes it that much creepier to me. Because it's just like, oh shit, she's all mouth. The blowjobs that woman could give, fucking amazing.
Maybe that'll be addressed by Lord Asriel in the next episode. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he wanted her to go.
He wanted her to come with him.
Yeah.
They wanted to have some freaky bad parent sex. They wanted to make some more extraordinary mistakes.
Hey, baby, want to hate fuck on a new world?
No, that's a pickup line. Hey, baby, want to hate fuck on a new world.
It's why I'm so successful in romance.
You just gotta kill some children first.
In war, sacrifices must be made. Love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield. Oh shit, we are both punch drunk. I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably our cue to end this episode. But man,
that's gonna be some fun editing.
Yeah, it always is. Editing is fun.
Yeah, but I just feel like our episodes are more like, instead of linear, it's a weird corkscrew spiral.
I think it seems more that way when we're talking than it does when I'm editing it, because later on I'm always like, oh no, I can pretty much just leave this alone. And I don't think it's just laziness, because then I listened to it a year and a half later. I'm like, this is
fine.
This is gold. Well, thanks for. Well, no, wait. What am I saying?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was great watching the final episode of his Dark Materials with you and then talking about it until we were
too tired to talk anymore.
Yes.
I'm excited about season 2. Do you know when it comes out?
I don't.
Does anybody know? Let's see. I don't think we know yet.
Okay.
Okay, well, whatever. So that was his Dark Materials, sort of episode 8, but also all of season 1. Speculation about season 2. A lot of talk about book 3. And love YA like crazy.
Love YA like crazy.
Burger emoji, hot dog emoji, and the cupcake emoji.
Love